Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here streaming, making slight adjustments to things. Okay, I'm here in my apartment here in Brooklyn, New York, USA, building model kits with you. Hello, Isk. Welcome. Welcome back to the stream. If you're a subscriber, we got a couple subscribers in there. Throw the Bear Cave emote in there, just like Isk did. Let the people know. We're going to wait for a few more folks to join us before we get to building. I know that there are a few friends out there streaming already. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. I'm glad that New York City was rad, Isk. I am. Oh, Harold is hosting. Thank you very much, Harold. So I know that I am biased, but I really do love New York. I wouldn't stay if I didn't love it. We just had my friend Mac was in town, and I saw him briefly last night. He's been driving across the country, so it was very nice to see him very briefly. Popped over and said hi to me very briefly last night. It was cool. So, what's the agenda for today, you were asking? Well, hold your horses. We are going to be building some lions from Voltron. You said the Overwatch finals, with the exception of DJ Khaled, were also rad. Look, I don't know why they. I understand you need entertainment. I also understand you can't know ahead of time exactly how many games you're having, how long you're going to have, and you've got to thrill the people and have a spectacle, especially in the beginning. But I don't know if musical acts are the way to go. I just don't know. I think more t-shirt cannons are going to get you the results you want without alienating people. And Isk, I like DJ Khaled. I think you have to be dancing around. I think you have to have special guests with him there. I think you have to have a DJ of an unknown name. And you have to be on your feet for it to work. I don't think that DJ Khaled is a sit-down kind of concert at the Barclay. I don't know. Yes, t-shirt cannons are incredibly loud. I know this from experience. They make a lot of noise, but they're very cool, especially in an indoor arena. They are also dangerous because they're expelling a lot of gas in order to shoot a t-shirt, which, doesn't weigh a lot, but weighs something. Oh, man. Erica, or a hack, wonderful artist, is going live. I don't want to compete against Erica. That's not cool. We're not competing, but we're also streaming at the same time. Same thing with Will Smith. Will's streaming. Would love it if he wasn't streaming right now. It's okay. You ended up going to Artichoke Pizza and got the biggest slice. Yes, Artichoke is known for their big slices full of stuff. New York in general, lots of good sized pizza. Board, hello and welcome. All right, well, enough of you have come. We're working on some lions here for our Voltron. I don't know how long it's going to take to do the Voltron, because this one lion didn't take too long, and we built the biggest lion already. We're going in order. Let's go to the camera. Here's our camera. So we already built our black lion, our main lion, who's the biggest lion we're going to build. We're going to build the arm lions, then we're going to build the leg lions. Zandra's here. Hello, Zandra. Alexandra, it's wonderful to have you here. That's why I avoid streaming on Thursday. Harold, I understand. It's a busy night right now, but also every night's busy. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I'll be mentioning that a couple times. Instead of Saturday, I'm streaming tomorrow night, and I know that I will be competing with a lot of people, or some people will have just watched a several-hour live stream and maybe don't want to continue watching. I understand that, but at the same time, you got to stream when you can. These are my days off. Hello, the Hollow, and welcome. We got a lot of great people here in chat. Remember, throw the Bear Cave emote there if you're a subscriber. Throw if you're make sure that if you need to auto renew or it doesn't auto renew, make sure you got to renew if you're using your Twitch coin, because everybody needs that extra bank. Luckily I'm only short $1 on Patreon this month. Although It did for a while double charge me on the subscriptions I do, so that was tough. Um, yes. GC Slow Draw is now following. Hello and welcome. Uh, That's great, Board. I'm glad. Yes, so Xander, I picked this kit up at San Diego Comic-Con. The individual lions all come up separately in Japan, and here they're boxed together, but they're each packaged separately, so I have them separate. I have the red lion over here that we're going to build next. And then there are instructions on how to put them all together. The nice thing is buying the exclusive here in at San Diego, we got a cool like burst thing for our weapon. So our sword, instead of using this kind of sword, we can use a burst of energy, which is cool, and not included in Japan originally anyway. So that's kind of fun. Uh, oh wow, Xander, $240. That's a lot of money. Thankfully, most of it's trekked back in. I'm glad. Uh, the hollow, I, for the most part, enjoy. So the reason why this is coming out is for the Defenders movie that's coming out. That's the packaging they're using for this. Anyway, so we've got our black lion. We're going to work on our red lion next. That's our second lion. I already did the head as a warm-up. You can see the head there. Now, as I've been doing lately, instead of building in the middle of the table and with the instructions in front of me, I'm building at the edge of the table with the instructions in the middle because my arms are very sweaty because it is very hot in my apartment right now. It's not great. Luckily I'm only short $1. One didn't go through, and I'm going to message that person soon to be like, hey, this didn't go through. It could be unrelated, but you also might want to look and see what's up. Of course, I about $105, $103 right now on Patreon, so it's all for buying kits, right? I got a little bit of money from that. I was able to I just purchased a kit that that'll be getting here sooner or later. That it will be in a future build. Yeah, because that's kind of where I'm at with Patreon. It's just another way of people being able to support me. Yeah, I do. I do like the Voltron remake. I think it's pretty great. Oh, we got a bunch of people just joined in. That's very nice. Hello and welcome. If you're just joining us, this is the Build with Baer workshop. It is a building channel. I do model kits, Lego sets, all kinds of different stuff. I'm working on a Voltron right now. These are super mini Gunpla, and we will combine them all into a major Gunpla, which will be the Voltron full robot. I'm excited to build that at a certain point. So right now we're just attaching. Now, as you may notice that there are stickers that I am not using. As always, I am choosing not to use stickers on this because I'm not great at applying stickers. I'll include them all in the packaging. They stay there. I know myself, and I'm not good with stickers. I think it's really difficult. The original Voltron was mostly a Freak of the Week thing. Yeah, or different, not difficult. Yeah, I mean, Voltron is a product of its time. There's kind of an overarching, like, main bad, but most of it focuses on the minor bads. That's how a lot of those shows operate. Do I put A7 on this at any point? Oh, look. Oh, D7 goes in there. Okay. Ah, alright. Now I see. Okay. Got it. Figuring this thing out. Great. Okay. So we are going to continue our build here. We are now working on the body of our wonderful red lion. So we got D4 there, and then D2. I'm not super big on Voltron like back in the day. I mean, look, people in robots that became a bigger robot, Yeah, I am invested. I am on board. I am engaged and interested. Please tell me more. But I don't have like a lot of memories of the show. It didn't stick with me the way it did with other people, I think. Uh, but I did appreciate it and I did like the show. And then they have other later. There's another set of Voltron, and it's not the Lions. It's different, and I remember enjoying that as well. All right, so this goes here, and then D1, D6. Very formulaic. Yes, at Lashbrook, that's as I remember it. Um, Yeah, it was like Monster of the Week. It was like, what's the big bad this? What's the minor bad this time that we have to defeat by the end of the episode? Oh, we defeated it by the end of the episode. Like that's how the show worked. And then maybe something really popular come back. I mean, that's what you know. Uh, that's what your Power Rangers. That's what all those genres of shows are. Um, it was rare in that day and age to have shows that were episodic. At the most, you would get things like um, Transformers and GI Joes would do like story arcs, so they'd be like to be continued, and it would be like 4 or 5 episodes in a row that were about the same thing. That's the most you're gonna get, and that's pretty rare. Okay, so we got to do. But that was because that was atypical, honestly. Most of the time, it's gonna be just the thing that they got to fix, and then they fixed it, and then everyone learned a lesson, and everyone feels better about it. All right, so this is the inner workings here. We're going to build around it with D3. Also, it made it cheap to animate, playing the same exact. Yes. Look, backgrounds. If you got a background and you like that background, what's stopping you from playing that background 100 times over and over and over again in a row and using that same backdrop? Especially if you're hand painting the backgrounds or it's a generic space background, you might play with that quite a bit. All right, so we need A1 and A2. Let's find that. 1 and 2. Here. Yeah, that's how you cut corners or how you make the episode happen at all in those days. You did what you had to do to get the job done. Oh, we got it going on here. Not that Will Smith is raiding with a party. Oh no, that's wonderful, but also oh no. This is our first raid, so I hope people are coming by to see a cool thing. We're building. We're doing our gunpla here. We're working on a Voltron set that I bought at San Diego Comic-Con. And I'm looking forward to it, to keep building it. These are all pretty small. As you see, this is the biggest one we're going to run into. But they will build and grow. And eventually, I'll have 5 of them, and I'll put them all together. Yeah, I mean, all that information is going to be like that. This ain't a Destiny raid. No, this is not a Destiny raid. It's going to be fun. Haha. Eat it. Take that, Destiny. A game that I kind of enjoyed the first one and didn't play any of the second. So yeah, these are a little smaller than the kits we normally build. We normally do we do a lot of Gundam here on this channel, so we're dealing with 1/100 scale, the master grades. That's generally where we lie. In this particular kits are smaller than our normal builds because we're working small. That's just unfortunately how it is there. DC Actual is now following. Thank you for the follow. If anybody wants to follow the channel, that'd be awesome. I stream normally Thursdays and Saturdays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow I'll be streaming instead of Saturday, so we'll do a Friday night stream tomorrow. Feel free to pop back in and join. But yeah, if you give a follow, then you know when I'm doing this. All right. Okay, that makes sense. Just trying to make sense of how this kit works. Messed it up a little bit. I'm going to pop this back open and do it again. This is the first of these lions, so when I do this, the other lion, our next lion, which will be, what, the green lion. When I do the green lion, it'll make a lot more sense. Not the, yeah, because I've just did the red one, which is the real secret of doing Gunpla. Once you do one arm or one leg, the other arm or leg is a lot easier because you just did it, and you're just doing the mirror. Occasionally, the mirror changes quite a bit, but for the most part, we did the Shenlong Gundam from Gundam Wing pretty recently. That Gundam is completely symmetrical until you put the weapons on. So once you do one arm, you know how to do the arms. But that's the big secret when it comes to doing Gunpla. If you've never done model kit building, the modern kits, the snap kits that we're doing here, the real secret is like once you do one side, you can get the other. And then once you start doing, if you do one kit in a series, the other kits start to make more sense. If you build the Wing Zero, you have a pretty good idea how the arms and legs work on the heavy arms. For the most part, anyway. We're actually all real nice newcomers. Yes. Yeah, for those who this is the first time watching, hello, welcome. Will often hosts the stream, which is very nice. So some of you may have come because of that in the past. This is, I will say, a very nice chat. Chat has always been very pleasant and cool. I think in the year that I have been streaming, because I started about a year ago, we've banned like 6 people, and those were all just random people that came in to get banned. It wasn't like people were cool and then turned out to not be cool. They came in letting us know they were not cool. But yeah, thank you for the follow, Aeronautical. But yeah, we do Lego sets. We build. We're gonna eventually we're gonna start talking about anime because that is a thing that happens on this channel. I am a pretty avid watcher of modern anime at the moment. The fine folks at Verve got me an account on there, so I watch a lot of Crunchyroll stuff and a little bit of Funimation stuff, but mostly Crunchyroll because that is my preferred way to watch modern anime. And of course, I've got Amazon Prime as well, so I get a few things in here and there through that. All right, so we're gonna slot this peg in here. And then we're going to figure out how this is connected. I assume it's okay. There's a little bit of a slider here, so it's connected there. And then the nice thing is I do have some tools of the trade in case I have to open this back up. I've got tweezers. I've got spongers. I've got a lot of good stuff to get me going. People do ask me about that. I am a fan of anime. A fan-anime, you might say. People do ask me about that pretty often. If what I use for tools. Of course, I got my snipper clips. And then I've got this kit here that you would normally have if you were doing iPhone repair or, smartphone in general repair. These spongers are fantastic on plastic, and the metal pieces here have a lot of give, and then a pair of tweezers. This kit, I'm not using it in the way that it necessarily is intended, but it's fantastic for my needs. Of just occasionally, like, if I put this in wrong and this popped out, I'd have to open this up, and instead of using my fingers or fingernails, I could theoretically do it. Like I said right now, in talking with all of you, I missed a step. So now I have to go back in and open this up to put this piece in. See, there we go. We'll get a demonstration. I was so busy teaching that I wasn't reading. Yeah, all right. So he's got to pop that open. We'll do it with a sponger. Nice and easy. But yeah, I'm pretty caught up on my shows. Island is good. There's so much out right now, and this is a very busy season. I'm not surprised that people aren't talking about the stuff that I'm watching because there is so much good out there. But I am surprised more people aren't watching Island because I think it's a good mix of mystery with some goofy like school stuff thrown in. That I'm back on board and I'm into it. Of course, Cells at Work is still very very good. Cells at Work, I've said this before, is just like rooting for the human body to do well because it's Osmosis Jones. It's an anime Osmosis Jones with like better animation than the TV version. But yeah, you're like really rooting for this body to like do good work and to survive, and all the red blood cells and white blood cells to do their jobs well. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's solid. It's a solid show. I've been very much into that, and I think the animation, the cell shading done for the white blood cells to make them stand out, is incredible. I don't have enough language to really describe. Like I don't know enough about art to really describe how visually different the A blood cells look from like the other blood cells. Like I can't really describe it, but it's very striking. I'll say that. All right. So we built our frame. This is most of our arm here, and now we're going to build the arms and legs of this, and the tail as well. Just came back from walking my dog to find Pat Baer. Willis with thoughts. I'm fine with this. Yes, you are part of a raid group. Xandra, cell shading. Yes, it's legitimately cell shading. Some of the cells in the human body in Cells at Work are cell shaded. It's a very cool, visually interesting show. Cells at Work, I really recommend it. There should be official clips if you don't have Crunchyroll. If you don't want to watch that episode, I would recommend going to Crunchyroll's YouTube because you can watch clips of a lot of their shows. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. E5. Yeah, and then, look, y'all knew I was still going to be watching How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. I really like the genre of overpowered person wakes up inside a video game or fantasy world with the powers that with knowledge of how to use powers they shouldn't have. I'm a stickler for it. I love it. I wish that this show didn't have so much dumb harem elements to it, but unfortunately that is a big part of it. I think the only one like that doesn't, like, Sword Art Online doesn't really revel in that. It's there, but they don't really revel in that as much. Like, there are a lot of girls and they all like the main guy, but like it's very low on fan service for that. But How Not to Summon Demon Lord, I'm still into. But yeah, I mean, I do like the genre, but it's tough. It's tough because it's like, there's just so booby and so like accidental falling on people stuff. That is like, it's tough. It's tough to kind of like be like a big advocate for the show and be like, I really like this show, and tell people that you think they should check it out because it could be a tough sell. But I like in this episode he goes out and gets himself a big old scythe because it's scary looking, but also low powered enough that he can like attack people without like instantly killing them because the Demon Lord is worried. He's so much more powerful. He's ran into one person that was strong, and he decimated that person. So, like, he's like, I don't want to accidentally kill people. I'm going to get this big scythe that's low powered. And he's a sorcerer, but still swinging it around, like, really fucks people up. I don't know. I like that shit. I'm always going to like that. I like the, like, thinking that you're badass, that you're going to take on this big guy, and you're like not worried, and he just smokes them. I don't know. I like it. I just finished season 2. Sword Art Online season 2. I've been trying to find similar things. It's the first non-Pokemon Digimon anime I've liked. I didn't realize it was a whole genre. So, I would say that if you liked Sword Art Online, you may enjoy Log Horizon. I think Log Horizon is probably the best in the genre, because it's a bunch of people wake up inside a video game. You gotta figure that stuff out. I think it's interesting. I think it's funny in parts. There are people that have crushes on other people and are dealing with that, but for the most part, it kind of focuses on the action. Uh, it's a lot of mind over matter stuff, and I think it's pretty cool. Um, Gate is another fantasy thing. It's not inside a video game thing. It's a portal from opens in modern Japan to this fantasy world, and then modern Japan deals with that, the military of Japan. So it's not quite the same thing, but it's still. I like Gate. I think it's pretty fun. Uh, yeah, I think manga wise, Only Sense Online is amazing and the chillest thing in the world. I agree with you, Xander. I haven't watched read all of it or a lot of it. I haven't read a lot of it, but I have liked what I've seen so far of that. Um, all right, we're working on stuff here. Yeah, I mean, trapped inside a video game or trapped inside an alternate world, like there were like several of them pretty recently. Trapped in another world with my smartphone, like nothing happened in it. It was the breeziest show. Like literally there was very little worry or conflict. Everything was solved. He was so overpowered. And also like immediately had a lot of ladies that wanted to marry him. It was one of those shows. Um, this season is How Not to Summon a Demon Lord and also Master of something Ragnarok and Keeper of some other thing is another one. Um, that I have not paid as much attention to. There was some storytelling that I liked in it, but it's not that great. So, and of course, Overlord. Overlord is now on season 3. Overlord's big in that genre. Guy is great at MMO. Wakes up to find out that MMO is now his a version of the MMO he's trapped in as his character. Um, I never watched ReZero. I do not have an answer for you. I love the idea of the protagonist being that person who plays MMO just to craft and make neat things. That is cool. Bored, I would agree with you. Although, I will say this. This week's Overlord, there's like one part I kind of liked. Most of the episode, I don't give a shit. I do not. I think the first episode of season 3 was really fun. I do not think the rest of this season has been great at all. Um, but one of my favorite characters was in this episode, and that was fun. And I do like it when Ainz Al Ghul has to deal with like his NPCs who are like growing personalities, and how he's not actually great at talking to people, and he's dealing with that. That's actually the best part of How to Not to Summon a Demon Lord is the guy who's this great demon lord who's gotten great was great at the game is also just like a shut-in, and he's like, oh, he ran into like an actual tough person, and he's like, what do I do? How do I talk to this tough person? I don't know how to do this. And I thought that was kind of fun. That's way more fun to me than, oh, this elf with big boobs is grabbing my arm. I'm going to freak out about it. I'm not super into that part of the show. Oh, we got cheer. Thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that very much. I do like Ainz having to BS. Yes, you're totally right. Him trying to be like, live up to the character that he played. Yeah, Crunchyroll, look, I'm saying this as many people know on this channel. Verve, which Crunchyroll owns. I have an account with them that I was gifted, so I don't pay for my account. But I also don't talk about stuff that I don't like. Like, I'm not talking about Planet With, which I like the concept of, but don't enjoy the show. I'm not talking about that show because it doesn't interest me. So they're not paying me to talk about stuff. They just gifted me an account because they know I talk about those things. And I know a person that works there, high up. But I will say, if you want to subscribe to more than one thing, like if you wanted to get a Crunchyroll and a Funimation account, just get Verve, vrv.co. If you're only like interested in getting like a month or just using Crunchyroll and seeing ads, I mean, I think that's totally fine. Like you're hopefully gonna get something out of it. Um, all right, we are putting legs and arms on here. We're doing it. We're making it happen. Um, hmm. Did I do this right? Yes, I did this. Second there, I thought I might have done this wrong, so I stopped talking as I figured out what was wrong, and nothing's wrong. All right, we did it. Here is our cat. We're mostly completed our cat. Obviously, like I said, no stickers on this thing because that is not a thing I do. I don't do sticker work. I'm not good at it, so I don't do it. Did I do the... Okay, so I think, yes, this is wrong. One of these is wrong. I have to figure out which one. It's this one. I was not paying attention in assembly and assembled this kit slightly wrong. So I'm going to fix my mistake. There we go. Mistake fixed. Cat done. Hooray. Not available in your region. Oh, Verve is not available in your region or Crunchyroll. I hope it's Verve is not available in your region. I am not a shillionaire. Okay, I'm glad Verve is the thing and not Crunchyroll because Crunchyroll is available a lot of places. Yeah, Verve is still new, so I apologize for not knowing where you are right now in the world. Yeah, they're not available everywhere. They're figuring it out. Okay, so there would be a sticker right here that would say 2, so you know this was the second one. There is an alternate head here that we can build, so we're going to build the alternate head, which is kind of fun. And then we'll build the we'll put the weapon on. So basically there's the thing called a mega cannon, and it's built out of all of the weapons that each of these has, which is kind of fun. Put that there. And then we're going to build the alternative head right now. Crunchyroll does have a lot of Funimation backlog. Yes. Licensing is incredibly... yeah. Licensing is very hard. I don't disagree with you. I do enjoy that the back catalog stuff is coming in. Like Tokyo Ravens, I keep saying that if next season is bad, that's going to be a show that I watch because I've never seen it and it just got added to the archive. Their archives also just got like Outlaw Star and Trigun. So there's too much good new anime to check out that I am not going to go and just watch a bunch of Outlaw Star, although I've never seen it subbed. I've only seen it dubbed, so it might be fun to watch the subtitled version. I have to kind of make that call. And then I can also look up to see if the U.S. skipped any episodes, because like the G Gundam, there was an episode, there was a fan service episode that got skipped in the dub. Not that that meant much, but okay. So we have an alternative head that we can put on if we want. And then we're going to build our plasma cannons. And then we'll build... So this came with the... So basically each kit comes with components for the blazing sword and the different weapons. Or it might come with the shield. Like they just threw those pieces in. These are the extra pieces you need. Because you wanted to collect them all to build your Voltron, of course. So, we've got the blazing sword right here. This is our blazing sword. Or we can modify the blazing sword with this cool piece here that I think is awesome. So we're probably going to do that. Really rough cut there. I have 30 series in my queue. Bored, that's so many shows. Outlaw Star was good on Toonami back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just, there's just so much good stuff out there that I just tell you, it is hard. Okay, so this is the exclusive thing that came with this kit, is this piece here. You could not get that in Japan when you were buying them separately and putting them together. Now, um, the fun thing is that my green screen filter is picking it up. So, blazing sword, no sword. Blazing sword, no sword. This is very stupid. I love that it's trying to blend this into the background uh, of my green screen. That's very funny for me. I don't know if that's funny to you, but I find this very funny. That it's like, oh, nothing's there, right? We're doing a good job. Whoa. Okay. All right, that was silly and dumb. We're going to put that aside. Um, yeah, so this piece lives in there along with the weapon we're going to build. And then the idea is that this can come off and that piece goes onto this big weapon that all of them have together. We're going to build the last of the things we got to build here, the lava cannon and the plasma cannon, which is just, these are little weapons, and then like they come off the lions and combine together to make a bigger weapon. That's all that is, which is pretty cool. And they go, oh, okay. I did this wrong. See, I'm learning. These that go on the front so that you can plug the weapons into them, which makes sense. I will do, on my next lion, I will do a better job of knowing which legs go where. But that's a good guide, is the ones with the holes in them are the ones that the weapons plug into, so they go in the front. And now I'm going to save them until we do a thing where I build it all together. But there's our lion there. So these pegs here, which we're going to save, they go on all the holes there for the arms and legs that come off, and those go on, and that's how to make an actual arm, is they just kind of cover those with these pieces here. So we're going to keep this aside. It says 2 on it, so we know these belong to this one, which is helpful. Whoa, okay, let's see here. Journey of 1,000 anime, finished 1, and add 2, and I have issues. Trying to make a new store to buy Gunpla because my local never has markers. And found an actual Japanese bookstore is opening here. Oh, congratulations, Lastbrook, that rules. That's awesome. No one finishes their backlog. Yeah, I have stuff in my backlog that just like, someday it won't be licensed again, right? And then I'll be fine. I'll actually be able to stop because I won't be able to buy it. All right, so that's the end of our lion here. And our sword, we're going to put our sword pieces aside. Our lion, this lion's going to join our other lion here in the lion pile. We'll start a lion train there. We'll do like that. There we go. Our lion train begins. So we'll save all these pieces. We will save the instructions. We will save the end caps for when we actually build our Voltron, which will not be today, because I do not expect to build 3 more lions in the next hour and 20 minutes. Just don't see it happening. I'm going to take a drink of water. Cool. Let's do it. Water happened. Lashbrook, yeah, that's awesome. I'm very excited for you that you will have a place to buy some stuff. Yeah, my local shop isn't bad. Their prices are pretty good, but unfortunately, not unfortunately, but the reality is I use Amazon because of my Amazon wish list, which I'll mention in about 20 minutes or so. We'll take a break and I'll plug there. See if there's King of Ghost. You're following me, and I didn't give you a shout out. I apologize for that, King of Ghost. I think you're the only person I missed, so I apologize for that. Just double checking all my stuff here. But yeah, I do mostly Amazon because I have my Amazon wish list, because that's the easiest way for people to be able to support the channel is by sending me things on my wish list. All right, we're gonna build our green lion. It's our other arm for our model. And so we'll pop off the head pieces here and build our and start building. I want to thank everybody who's stuck around. I know that this is not PUBG. This is not any other game that Will plays. Um, so I appreciate the folks that decided to hang out and see what was going on. I hope you have good conversation with us and you enjoy it. Once again, there are stickers that can be put on, but I don't do stickers because I'm not good at it. I'll do decals for Lego. I'm pretty good at decals, and decals do have a lot of give and take, so I can usually get that job done. But I tend to not do stickers for Gunpla, Gundam, and the like. C12. C12. Great. Put the wrong one there. That goes over there. No. But yeah, so we did one arm. This is the other arm. It's basically, we're building it. It's going to be identical. There might be a little bit of difference. But for the most part, this should be exactly the same line we just built in exactly the same way. I'm tempted maybe to skip to a leg just to mix it up, but I don't know. It's something fun about doing it in order. Like if we wanted, we could build a top half of it. We could just build the robot with two big arms and no big legs. Green means go. Lion. Board. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. All right. So where's C? Normally I have my sheets. I have my set here off screen. I would have a place to keep all my sheets. I have this kind of like nice little folder thing for that. But because these are also small and they build quick, whereas normally it'll take me over an episode of streaming to do just one thing. These I'm doing a bunch of small little here, so it doesn't make any sense to do it all the time. I don't know if that made any sense, but basically the idea is that these are fast enough to build that it doesn't make sense for me to like separate them. I just put them in order, shove them over here right next to me, and just build right on the table. And great. Okay, it's that. Down. Basically, the head can pop off and replace with the other head, so it's not as secure as other kits for that. But yeah, I'm pretty much identical to what we just did. The instructions could be slightly different here and there, but for the most part, this is going to be the same thing. We just did this. C4 and C6, we'll do that. Sandra, oh wait, I'm an adult. I can just buy the Voltron toys now. They are all terrible. Oh no. Oh, are they? Well, if you want to spend a lot of money, Xandra, you can buy the Lego set, which I just put on my wish list and is right now a ridiculous amount of money that I'll probably never receive it because it seems quite expensive. I hear that's real good. But the action figures, I could see those not being particularly great. I don't know. I also, if I like it, I just get it half the time. I'm also an adult. But let's be real. I almost never buy toys that aren't model kits these days or Lego sets, because I'm just going to build them. Also, yes, board is 100% correct. You just described the entire internet. Ooh, I could get that. These things are terrible. The internet has spoken. Do not like the things that we do not like. I try not to rag too hard on the internet because there's good parts, but also there's lots of not good parts. C14 is this piece here. And then C8 is this one. Okay. C14 goes in here. This, which then goes on here. This connects pretty simply. Great, we did it. And then we just have to build around it. C3. But yeah, my Lego set stuff, like, I have I've been accused that I build too much Star Wars Lego, which is true. I have bought and built a lot of Lego Star Wars stuff. I do have something from the Ninjago or whatever it's called. I'm not saying that right. I can't remember what the name is, but the ninja thing, there was a movie, and I bought something from that. Or yeah, someone sent it to me. Someone sent it to me off my wish list. I put some of them on the wish list, and somebody was nice enough to pick that up, which was cool of them. Okay, and all right, let's combine these pieces while I'm still got these together. Okay. And goes like that. This goes like this. Nice and easy. I'll do a lot of shaving on the sides here and get it just perfect, just the way I want it later. But for now, this is doing just fine. It's always, I think, the biggest bummer in my streams is when I've got this one little thing that I can't figure out, and then people are just watching. Oh, Harold, if you're still around in the chat, I did get your DM. I didn't reply, and I apologize for not replying right away. I'm glad that you received your kit. I'm sorry that it kind of came apart there. Ninjago. Okay, Ninjago. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Harold, that the kit kind of came apart a little bit. Those shoulders, to be fair, don't stay on that well no matter what, because it's a real grade. Harold won one of the model kits I gave away. I give away a model kit that I've built on stream at the last stream of every month to a subscriber. Harold happened to win that this month, or this past month in July. So last week I sent that out, which was very cool to be able to do that. Yeah, Harold, I apologize that I didn't reply to your DM, but I'm glad you got the kit, and I'm sorry that it came apart, the shoulders popped off, but I'm also not surprised the shoulders popped off because that is a problem with that kit. The real grade kits are the 144 scale, so they're smaller, but they have some tricks and fun things like a master grade would. They are in between the difficulty of a high grade and a master grade, and I like them quite a bit, but also it's very annoying that they sometimes are a little flimsy in their construction, and that sucks. I don't like that. All right, so this goes like this. Get our green in. Get this here. Put this here. Look at those colors. Look at those Christmas colors. Red and green. All right, that goes in there, and then C9. There's excess there. All right. And okay. That is our main body. We're going to put our we're going to build our arms, legs, and tail and assemble those in just a moment. We don't need that for a second. We need these right now. Yeah, these come together pretty fast once you start actually working on them. They're like, it's a pretty snappy as far as builds go. Let me see if there's any other anime I want to mention. Oh, Yuuna and the Haunted Hot Springs. I'm behind an episode on that. I'm going to watch that tomorrow, probably at lunch. And then I will be able to talk tomorrow night about that. I like it still. It's very silly, but it's still enjoyable. For those that don't know, the premise is that there is a house that used to be a hot springs, and then years and years ago, a young lady died there, and her ghost is stuck with unfinished business there. And there are other ladies that live there, and they have various different things. One we find out is an ogre. One is we think just likes cats, and turns out she is possessed by a minor cat god, and is very nice, but also possessed by a cat god. The owner of the inn and the caretaker of the inn is actually a a minor deity that is in charge of protecting it. There's also a ninja, which is not that interesting. She's just a ninja. She's just a prude ninja. And then there's also a dude, the main character. He's a guy that is a psychic, but he didn't learn spells. He learned physical psychic manipulation. So he can banish souls by punching ghosts. So he just punches demons and ghosts to send them flying, because he was possessed a lot as a kid. And so he moves into this hot springs, which is now a dorm, because it's very cheap to live there, because there are ghosts and stuff. And he's sharing a room with a ghost. And then there's also like romantic comedy goof dummy stuff. It's very anime, and it's cute. I like all the stuff around it, and I do like, them having fun and their relationship growing. And then I think there's going to be some school characters. I haven't got to the school character part, but I think there's like someone's a fox and somebody else is another yokai, and then they got to deal with that and secrets and all that. And I think she follows him to school, but no one can see her because she's a ghost. I don't know. It's fun. Harold just informed us that it looks like Glenn Jacobs, Kane, has been elected mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. So that's a thing. I don't quite know how to feel about that. On the one hand, you probably ran a campaign. He's been, trying to do local politics there for a long time. So good on him for succeeding. It's also very weird because I don't know. I don't know if I'm particularly pleased with another mayor out there that's libertarian. Not particularly thrilled with libertarians in practice, maybe not necessarily ideology. Ideology, there's certainly common ground that can be found. I just don't know if I particularly like the modern take on libertarianism. Yeah, I don't know. That's also just weird. It's just weird that happened. Yes, board, your state did elect Jesse Ventura as governor. He went from a small town mayor to governor. Sorry, city council member to small town mayor to governor. That was his trajectory, which is quite the trajectory. Miles Baines is now following. Thank you, Miles. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like he's going to be more corporate Kane than Demon Kane board. I just don't see him busting out the corporate attitude, or the demon attitude. But I could see him being more of the corporate guy. I don't know. It's weird. That's very strange. Wrestling into politics has always felt very weird. They're all people. They're humans, but they're also their own sort of carny folk as well, and it's weird. It's just strange. And honestly, to be fair, most of them are libertarians because they just spend so much in taxes because they don't belong to a union, and they're licensed contractors and self-employed business people, so they just want as much as they can get. So I understand that, honestly, really they're like that because of the system they work in. Because they're just independent contractors. That's just why a lot of them are libertarians. Because they just spend a lot of money on taxes, and they don't have good deals, and they have to buy their own health care and a lot of other shit. All right, so we're gonna apply these legs the right way by following the directions and knowing which legs go where. So that's good. We did that. We're gonna do that right. That's fun. But yeah, so that's 6, which goes on here. That wasn't too hard. I just put the legs where they belong, right there on the sheet. and then I know the number that they are, and then I match the number. They should have done that with the last one. I didn't. Very silly of me. All right. Now we can build the alternative head, and we can build the spinning laser blade, which is a thing that we have on the kit that we don't need for this kit, but when we combine them together, that's a big weapon that our Voltron would use. Okay. Alternative head. All that stuff there. These are the pegs. If we took the arms and legs off, we'd have that. We're going to save that for another thing. Harold, you're taking off. Thank you very much for joining. Harold, always great to see you. A constant regular here on the stream. Loving presence. Thank you very much for popping in, Harold. Okay. Yeah. We're going to take a break in just a moment. I'm going to finish this Gundam up, and then we will take a minor break where I will tell you ways that you can support the channel if that's something you'd like to do. Okay, that's the end of that sheet there. Let's just build this head here. And then I'll build this. So our alternative head, and then this goes like this, which part comes part of the Mega Blaster, and then we've got the different weapon pieces that go on it as well, these extra things we might as well assemble. All right, so if you like this, this is the 99th build stream I've done. Of course, I've played games with chat. We had our check-in during San Diego Comic-Con where I just talked about the convention. But for actual building streams, this is the 99th one, which I'm very proud of when doing it for a year. So I'm thrilled to do that, to be able to stream so often with all of you. Ways you can support the channel. The number one way is to become a subscriber here on Twitch. You know, $5 a month, you get the Baer cave emote, which I'll throw there and there. The $10 a month is the Lego one. Those are just fun little emotes, and that's a cool way to do that. If you're a Twitch coin, look, if you have Amazon Prime and you haven't hooked it up to Twitch Prime, you should do that anyway because it will just save you money. And you'll be able to support the channel if that's something you'd like to do. You know, of course, certainly not obligated to do that, but you're welcome to do that way. That's one of the ways to support. At the very least, grab a follow so that you know when I'm streaming. I'll be streaming tomorrow at what's it? When I'm streaming? Oh, at 9 p.m. Eastern time till 11 p.m. Eastern. I will be streaming tomorrow, so you could jump in for that if that's something you'd like to do. That is one way to support the channel. Yes, tomorrow will be our 100th episode, tomorrow night, which is awesome. And what else was I going to say? Oh, another way to support is Patreon. Now, Patreon is being weird right now because their payment thing went weird, and some people got really affected by that. I didn't. I lucked out. I don't have a lot of people supporting me on Patreon, but that's one way to do it. $5, you get videos that I make, including the archive of this early. $10, you get to vote on what I build next. I put polls up pretty frequently and list what I have waiting for me to build, and then people decide what they'd like to see me build next. So that's another way to support the channel. And $1 a month, if you just give me $1 a month, I do a Q&A video that only you see. The exception being this month, for August, I'm going to make that available for everybody, and I'm going to be taking questions from Twitter and filming that sometime this month, just as an incentive for people to back me on Patreon and see what the Q&A is like. So I'm going to break my own rule just for this month. I have an Amazon wish list. You can support me via my Amazon wish list right here. Of course, it's all in the show description for the YouTube archive. You can see that there as well. But right now, just here in the chat, is my Amazon wish list. I update it constantly. I'm constantly putting new things in. Sometimes things go off of Amazon Prime, and so I it's not easy to get them. Like right now, this Voltron thing, not on Amazon Prime. But right now, the next thing, a high grade of the Death Scythe, uh, uh, which is Hell, which is the only one they didn't make a master grade. It's a Death Scythe. It's the second of the 3 Death Scythes. They didn't make it into a master grade. Right now, it's available on Prime, and it's a little cheaper than it was. So that's a thing people could pick up. Kits on there. They get sent to me. You put your name on it. I say thank you. It's a way to support the channel. And then I have a coffee. Ko-Fi, coffee, whatever it's called. That's a tip jar. That's a way to support if you just want to do a one-time thing of like, here's a couple bucks. Thanks for being a streamer. Thanks for being consistent in your streams and doing things that are cool and being you. Here you go. That's a way to support. Completely unnecessary, but very helpful. Any money I make through Twitch, through Patreon, through coffee, goes into me buying kits or equipment. That's it. I don't earn a profit on this. Streaming is a loss for me. When I add up the number of kits that I have purchased, does not add up to the money that I make. Someday it will. Does not right now. I might build with a Baer community Discord, which you could join, which is fun. Here's the Discord. Jump on it if you'd like to. It's pretty cool. I got a message. Oh, Ryan C. Kent, who won a kit in June and didn't get back to me until July. I just got a message from Ryan that they got their kit, which is awesome. That's very nice of people tell me. All right. Is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. I will be streaming. My bonus game stream will be on Monday this month. I got a Monday afternoon stream coming up. When is that? It's coming up this month. I don't remember the exact date. Maybe 20th. That's right. 8/20. 8/20. Smoke them if you got them. On 8/20, I will be doing an afternoon stream from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Afternoon, Monday game stream where we play video games. I play like Jackbox games with the chat. It's very fun and cool, and you should come check it out. That's a thing you could do if you wanted to. You don't have to, though. All right. Our 4th lion. I actually think we're going to finish today. These lions, we'll see how it goes. I'll take my time with this to make sure I do it right because the blue lion is a leg lion, so it's a little different than the other lion. But, yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll be able to get that going. Hey, if you ever build anything, you can post that on our Discord, or you can send me a tweet. I always retweet. When I say build, I mean paint a figure for 40K. Build Lego sets. Put together an IKEA bookshelf. Like, build yourself a spice rack. Send me photos. I love seeing that. I mean, I obviously very much enjoy when people are working on kits with like their friends or their family, their kids. That makes me very happy. Some folks have got back into the building spirit, or they finally got encouraged to work on that Lego set they had been building. That makes me feel really good that I've been able to inspire people to get back into building or to try building. I always say this, get yourself a chibi kit, get yourself a high grade kit. A high grade is a great place to start. You can use scissors from your kitchen instead of a snipper clips if you don't want to buy snipper clips. Gundam Planet is a great resource for learning about model kit building. There are people out there with much more knowledge than me. I'm still honestly an amateur when it comes to this stuff, but I build because I love. Oh, if you're going to FlameCon, which is the 18th and 19th of this month, Ruglution is now following. Thank you, Rug. Appreciate the follow, so you know when I'm streaming. Make sure you turn your notifications so you know. Yeah, that's the 18th and 19th of August here in New York. FlameCon is the largest queer con in the country. It fucking rules. I found out my schedule. I'm volunteering. I am not. I often was thought of doing panels there. I pitched a panel that got rejected a couple years ago, and I have wondered, is it time to bring panel back? To a new panel, but instead I'm volunteering my time. I'll be working on setup, and then I will be greeting people on Saturday the 18th. So if you're looking for me at FlameCon, I'll be a greeter once the show from, I think I'm doing like greeting from 11 to 3, and then I'll walk around and kind of see stuff and see my friends who are tabling. And I think I'm missing a panel I wanted to see on Saturday, but that's okay. That's the price you pay to do this stuff. But yeah, if you're going to FlameCon, say hi. I'll be there. I have friends tabling. I have friends paneling. It is quite the convention. Always thrilled to see FlameCon. It rules. And also, Alexandra is going to be there. You have a booth. That's awesome. So if you're going to FlameCon, go see Alexandra at her booth. That is Alexandra's first convention appearance in a little bit. There's a light year on conventions for Alexandra. And so if you've been meaning to buy some of her art, now is going to be a great time to do that. Or buy, I assume Alexandra will have a few light novels for sale. One could assume. But yeah, that rules. Oh, also, Alexandra, I owe you an email. I got some information from Aaron about a printer I would like to use, and so I'm going to send you information about that because I'm doing all the purchasing. I'm doing all of the purchasing for League of Heels. We're going to have a table in Bandland at PAX West. We were at PAX East. Now we're at PAX West. And tabling in Bandland. And I'm doing all of the purchases, which is a lot of work. And I'm trying to keep on top of it. I have to get all my stuff together for that. The biggest thing, and I'll say that, I can tell you folks that my biggest challenge right now is I need to confirm someone to receive 100 t-shirts. My goal is to get posters printed here in New York from a place and then bring the posters out with me. And yeah, which was fine because that's easier. You throw them in a suitcase in a good container or good packaging in a suitcase. I'm okay with that. But it's the whole have someone receive 100 t-shirts and then bring them to me at the convention. That's a little like, yo boy. I want to go to PAX at some point. So, I mean, I'm biased, right? Because a lot of my friends go, because I do panels there, because it's like fun and very cool, and I've been going to it for years. I know that I have a bias when it comes to it. But it's real cool, and I really like it. It's just a fun convention. I have been to all 4 North America PAXs. I've never been to Australia, but I've been to the 4 here. So, quick breakdown. East, my favorite. All in one building. All the panels are in the same building. It's not a great neighborhood, but it rules. I'm glad you watched the panel streamed. East, weather's not great. It's in March or April. That sucks. Seattle, usually really good weather. Maybe one could argue better quality of guests that come. Totally possible. Lovely people, good times, maybe better games. But all the panels are spread out at hotels. The whole convention kind of feels like it's spread out. You could spend a whole day at PAX West and not go on the show floor. I don't love that. Also, 2 floors to the show floor. I don't necessarily love that either. But yeah, for the most part, those are the big ones, right? Then PAX South. I went to the first 2 PAX Souths, and it was awesome. I loved it very much. The audience there is so happy to have people come and show. They're the most. It's the only time I had people ask for photos after my panel. I had like 900 people come to my panel at Friday at 1 p.m. Thank you, Jeff Gerstmann. South, I have nothing but lovely things to say, except that it's in January, and I don't want to fly in January, and it's also a lot of times too close in the year to to PAX East. So I choose PAX East. It's no brainer. And then the only other PAX that I have any real connection to is PAX Unplugged. There was only one of them so far. We had PAX Unplugged. I'll be back. I'm going to come back to PAX Unplugged this year. Philly is a fun city. It's a fun convention. If you like board games, you like tabletop stuff, it feels like a no-brainer as far as going to that convention. It's new, but the vibe is very good, and it was very positive. So I think I'll go back in. Also, it's Philly, so for me, it's very cheap to travel to. Even if it was pricey to stay, which is not really like a train ride there is nothing. So I'll definitely be doing PAX Unplugged this year. Uh, yeah, it's just a great convention. I have nothing but good things to say. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Unplugged and the changes they make from last year to this year, what lessons they've learned, yada, yada, yada. I do really enjoy that convention, so let's hope that it's good changes. I don't know what I'm doing there other than going. Oh, your lifelong friend Jed will probably work there. That's awesome. That's rad. Um, yeah, people that like tabletop, I always say, like, you now have 2 conventions a year to go to because East rules. Um, East is a fantastic convention for board game lovers because they just have all the space and it's all together and it's great. And then Unplugged, like the panels weren't that hot, so I'm like, I'm completely running and organizing 3 panels at PAX West and a table. That's a lot, and it's silly that I'm doing that much. So for Unplugged, I'm thinking I might not do as much. Also because like last year the panels didn't feel too hot as far as attendance, which makes sense. It's a new convention. People were really there to play games. So unless you're a big name in the industry, I can understand why it's a little hard to get people out. But we'll see. So yeah, people have been asking, is League of Heels going to be at PAX Unplugged? The answer right now is I don't know. This is the first PAX West is the first time that we're running the show without Aaron, so it'll be interesting to see. Xandra says, at some point, I want to go with Owen to a non-Philly, non-Quebec restaurant that has poutine and cheesesteaks so we can both be the biggest culinary curmudgeons in the world. Look, Xandra, I've never had a cheesesteak in Philly. I've had very good cheesesteaks, but never one in Philly. And I think I've only had poutine once, and it definitely wasn't in Quebec because I've never been to Quebec. I should get a cheesesteak next time I'm in Philly. I was working so much that I just didn't get one when I was there last year. Just did not have the time. So I should do that at some point. This is it's B. B and A are the same color, and that's not fair for me. But someday I would like to have real poutine, actual honest to goodness poutine, so I know what it tastes like. I know what a good cheesesteak tastes like, though. And you can get it outside of Philadelphia. Because I've had very good cheesesteaks. I've had very good cheesesteaks, and I've had very good bad cheesesteaks. Like Cheese Whiz in it cheesesteak. Like squeeze bottle mayo, squeeze bottle Cheese Whiz cheesesteaks. I've had those and been very happy. And I've had very good cheesesteaks with like incredible fresh bread and like this fantastic like fresh ingredients. Like I've had both. All right, so that's this. I managed to go Canada in Z0 Canada. If you're ever in Montreal, I will be happy to show you the best poutine places in town. Yeah, I have only been to Canada once, and I was in Vancouver for about 48 hours. I saw very little of Vancouver. I was working on a short film that has still not come out, which is how short films work. So we were there very quickly to shoot on location in some place that I don't remember the name of. That was very nice, and everyone, it was like a hotel, and everyone was very, very nice. But I enjoyed it. But I did not get to see the city at all because we basically landed, went to our hotel, went to another hotel to film in, not the one we stayed at, just which was annoying. And then we went out to eat, and then we went back to the hotel, and then we did that the next day, and then we left the hotel we were filming at and went to the airport to fly back to New York. And it was very annoying. But that is also part of the short film slash independent movie world, is you just end up doing weird, dumb things because somebody gave you $5,000, and so we're going to Vancouver. Or it was probably more than, it was probably like $50,000, honestly. All right, so we're gonna put our head on here, which is cool. So you can see this is our normal thing right there, our normal lion, and then it rotates to become the leg, and then it'll stand up. It's pretty cool. As a Canadian, I don't recommend Poutine Hut. I can understand why you would not recommend that. All right, so now we're gonna do some arms and legs. I mean, I can say arms and legs, front and back paws, I should say, probably. That probably makes more sense. Front legs and back legs, maybe, instead of paws. I don't know. Whatever, you know what I mean. The front and back things. We're building them. It's starting to fucking swelter in this room, so I apologize for the really gross look I've got going on my forehead here, but it's starting to get real warm in this place. So yeah, I apologize for that. I don't apologize for swearing there because I mean it. Yeah, it's getting hot out there. It is humid as hell here in New York. So not having my windows open, only having one fan on in the lowest setting, is good for streaming, but not good for me as a person. Oh, I did want to say, Xandra, while you're here, some folks know, some folks don't know that on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer, I do a Let's Play series called Let Pat Play, where I just like play games that I'm, interested in playing, kind of talk about them, and I do voiceover for it. And if it's a visual novel kind of game, I'll do like some character voice stuff. If it's not, I'll just talk about why I like it or what's going on in it or describe how it works. But I decided to look at some Giant ROM games. I looked at 2 Giant ROM games. Giant ROM, for those that don't know, is a game jam focused on Giant Bomb that is currently running right now in the 5th year of it. So I looked at 2 games for that, and on Monday I'll release that episode where I just kind of like talk about 2 games that I think were cool. Play through them and talk about them. And my goal is to do more of them. There's a card game, which I don't know if I'm going to have the time to or energy to print that out and try to look at it. But all the other games I'm going to look at. That's the goal anyway, is that I'll be able to run through a lot of the games. Yes, it is running. Alexandra is the person you would know the most about it because this is her darling of a project. But yeah, that's running right now. It's still running for a little bit, right? Runs till Sunday night. Yeah. I looked at 2 games. There was one that I wanted to play, but it did not download properly, so I'm hoping that I can get a version of it that works. But yeah, I played a couple games, and I'm excited to talk about those on my YouTube. YouTube.com/PatBaer is the place to go for that stuff. 3 and 4. Doing our legs here, getting everything together. There's going to be other jams, though. Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be other stuff. It's very fun. If you've never done it, I highly recommend checking it out. At the very least, go to just look for Giant ROM 5 on itch, and you'll find a bunch of games. And there's also a thread on the on their Giant Bomb forums as well. All right, so we got one leg here. I'm gonna cough. Pardon me. mm. Sorry about that. Try not to cough on the stream, obviously. All right, and just gotta get this leg on here. There we go. Great. Now we can apply these legs and the tail as well. 6 goes here. 6 is the front ones. Which makes sense. And 8 goes behind 6. A fear jam. Wow. That could be pretty cool. I played a couple games. Sometimes it's just fun to look up jams. I've looked at actually a lot of jam games on itch, just to jams that you didn't know that ran years ago that you have no connection to, but look kind of fun and cool. I've definitely played a bunch of those because they're usually free or mostly free. All right, so that's most of our Blue Lion. Let's get that together. 4 and 5 here. And we had to build some weapons on the other side and build our alternative head as well, because that's how this works here. This goes like this, and then this goes like this. Yeah. And that's the tail. That then bends and folds in when it's time to bend and fold in, which is cool. All right. And instructions on how to make it a leg. We can put the weapon in its mouth. We got to build the alternate head, so we'll do that. And then we can build the weapons that go on it as well. Yeah, these aren't too hard to put together. They're pretty small, but pretty self-explanatory kits. It's just that we got all of them, which is very cool, which is unusual. And we'll just put them all together, and it'll be pretty neat. So yeah, so let's do this alternative head right now. I like the 0-hour jam. Make a game between 2 a.m. and 2 a.m. on the day they roll back the clock. But that's fast even for me. Yeah, Xandra, that's not much time. Let's be real. You're not really. That's an hour-long jam. Like that's pretty tough to build a game in an hour. That's a very fun, cool concept, but that's pretty tough to put together. All right, so put this here. This goes like this. This head is a little more complex than the other alternative head. And that goes into F11. All right. Yeah, I mean that's just an hour. That's not a lot of time to build a game, a working game. All right. Put that together there. And F10 is the mouth. All right. these like this. All right. And then we put the ears on. D2 and D3. These here. Okay. It takes me 2 hours to remember how to use GIMP. Yeah, yeah. If that's not a thing that you're using that often, or any program, honestly, if you're not using it for a while, it can be hard to get back into the basics of it, the building blocks of it. Let's see. Talked about that. PAX West, I am, we talked earlier about that. I am very much looking forward to getting all that stuff together. I've got, still got some plans made for that. My 3 panels, running the booth, trying to organize, trying to get some coverage here and there. I still have to talk to my contestants on the Build with Baer Lego Challenge, which will not be streamed, unfortunately. I didn't get a streaming room for that, but I am going to film it, and we'll probably do one of those like premiere things where I run it and then I'm in chatting with people. We'll do something like that, I think. But yeah, that's going to be really fun. Charlie Chu and Abby Russell doing a Lego build that they don't know what they're doing ahead of time, and then the first person to finish the build will be able to customize it out of a mysterious box. But the trick is, any pieces they take out of the box, they have to use. So, and then the audience is going to like vote for their favorite. I don't care who wins. It's just going to be fun to do. And I'll be doing commentary on it and running the show and keeping the energy up. But I'm really looking forward to that. The Build with Baer Lego Challenge, Sunday, August 2nd at 11 a.m. Be very fun. All right, so here's our alternative head there. Put that in there. Let's get the floor. All right, so got to fiddle their weapons. Here are the tabs for when we take the arms and legs off and you make it a the robot part there. Do that. This is 3. It goes here. But yeah, looking forward to. Yes, it will be recorded. It will be put on my YouTube. And then, like I said, I might do something where I premiere it here as like a bonus, like not in my normal stream time, and kind of hang out and watch it with folks. But yeah, the Build with Baer Lego Challenge will be recorded. I have a scheduled recording time and some editing from Eric Canis. I still need to get somebody to run the overhead camera. I'm going to, instead of, because it's like an open space, I got a tripod on a pole, or a tripod pole, and I'm going to put one of my webcams on that with an extension, and then have someone stand like, I got black and white there. Hi. Got washed out there a little bit. And then I'll have somebody stand there. Actually, let's do this. This will fix this problem here. If I go like this, hi, and then go like that, theoretically, well, whatever, it's fine. Now I'm really white, and it's weird, and I don't know why. Yes, so that'll go out there. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I wish that was live streamed more than I wish that Improvised Postmortem was live streamed. That does remind me that I have to try to reach out to Giant Bomb Unarchived and ask them to not archive my panel, specifically the what do you call it? Ask them to not archive Improvised Postmortem because I'm gonna do it, and they'll get it up before I can, but I'm still gonna get it up, and it's just weird when that happens. They catch a lot of stuff that doesn't exist other places, and I appreciate them for that. They do a fine service, but also sometimes I just want to be able to put up my video and not have it have them have way more views than me. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That you enjoy improvised postmortem. I love doing it. Improvised postmortem is it is the least amount of work I've ever had to do for a PAX panel, and instantly felt like a thing that I've been doing for years and that I could never not do. Um, as long as I have people. So like East and West, guaranteed I'll be doing it. Unplugged, I can't say for sure because just I don't want to have all the same people or all the right people for it probably. But East and West, I'm always going to do unplugged or not unplugged. I'm always going to do improvised postmortem because it's just really fun to do. I really enjoy working on it. All right, we're going to start on our last one. I should announce my panel on Twitter now that everyone's confirmed. Yes, Xandra, please tell people. Jeff mentioned he would be at PAX West on the After Bomb, the After Show panel or podcast, but he didn't get into any of the shows that he's in. So we're building Yellow Line, which is almost identical. There's pieces, there are parts that are different, but for the most part, this is the same thing as the blue one we just did. So this should move pretty quickly as far as building goes, because we'll know whatever was different from the other two lions with this one, we've already learned. So shouldn't be too hard. Maybe a couple fringe pieces here and there are a little different, but for the most part, this is the same kit. A11. Goes there. A12 is this piece. Yeah. Okay, when I was in school, I did a game dev, and we had to do pitches for them. Then at the end, we had to do postmortems for the years that we'll be doing the year-long game production following the year. It's pretty fun, dashing their hopes of building a sellable game in a year while taking other classes. Yeah, I could see that. I enjoyed the postmortem. I've told them this, but I was definitely inspired by Dave Lang doing his mini postmortem at a GDC and just serving up Dave Lang realness, like just being genuine and honest and earnest in what they learned and what they thought they had learned and what they actually learned and and what they learned too late. And it was really fascinating and honest and earnest. And I've liked the format of a postmortem, and the idea of doing like a on purpose made up one really appealed to me. And then also it's short formy. It's a short form improv exercise, having like to talk for 5 minutes, knowing what you know, being an expert in video games, and then talking, and then you don't know the name of the game until right before. And that's honest. That's truthful. Folks could follow me and know about the game names that people submit, but that the ones they get for their actual long talks, the non-lightning round ones, are all things I just think up of and I don't share with anyone. I never tell folks what they are because I don't want them to know until they are on stage right before. Then I reveal it, and it's very fun for everybody, including me. And then lightning round is really fun. I think this crew I've got this time around is going to be really good. Dave Lang is a kind, terrifying giant. There was a while there where I had access to Vault, and yeah, they're some of them are just like really real and earnest, and it's refreshing. I don't know, but my list right now, if it stays the same, the ones that I announced are all really good people. I'm excited for 80 and Liz because folks don't know them. They don't know that they're secretly going to be the best people on the panel, which I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to freak them out. But they're just very funny. They are board game creators. They made the game Someone Has Died, which I talk about a lot because it's a very fun game. It's an actuary game, improv, reading of a will and figuring out who gets what, and you play a character and you get cards to define your character, and it's like it's a very fun game. And they'll be demoing that, I believe, at the Indie Tabletop booth at PAX West. They've done several PAXs and are also very fucking funny. So I'm excited for people to get to know them and get to see how funny they are. Yeah, Sandra knows. They're very lovely folks, and I've been pleased to be able to support them by just word of mouth telling people about how cool they are, and then also uh, played their game on the stream once to kind of help explain the game. And yeah, now I'm going to have them improvise postmortem, which is cool. And I got them speaker badges, which is neat for them. We got to go in there. Ghost Stalker is now following. Thank you, Ghost Stalker. I'm not a ghost, so please don't stalk me. But thank you for following me. Do appreciate that. Thanks for all the people that are following. I do think that's rad. We've trailed off over the hour or so. People have found other things to do, but thank you for following the raid in. That's awesome of you to do that. Especially since you didn't. For some people, you might know my name, but others probably didn't know what this stream was. But yeah, this is the normal Thursday stream. I normally also stream on Saturdays, but clearly not doing that tomorrow. No, I'm doing tomorrow, Friday night. I'm doing a stream, my normal stream time. Xandra, you do need to prepare some unplugged panel pitches. I do as well. I'm glad that I have the whole week after PAX West to submit those, but I should probably at least think about what I'm doing. I assume that I'm going to do... I'm not going to do 3 panels at PAX. I'll tell you that. No matter what I do at PAX Unplugged, it will not be 3 fucking panels. At least if I'm on another panel, it's not because it's because someone else wanted me to be in it. Not that I'm not going to run 3 panels. That's too many panels. Why am I doing that? I know why I'm doing that. Because I wanted us to have League of Heels at PAX West, and Aaron was not going to be able to come out for it. So that's why I'm doing 3 panels. And for those had asked, they didn't hear originally. I like chill streams, cool people. I wish I hadn't missed out. I miss seeing you at Paxomania ever since I stopped going to PAX East. Yeah. I follow you on Twitter, but never knew you streamed for reason. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry you didn't. You missed the streams. I try to be pretty active about posting when I do stuff. But yeah, I've been doing this for about a year. I started last year. For the first month or so, it was just once a week, and then I switched to twice a week. We do 4 hours a week of streaming, 2-hour blocks, Thursdays and Saturdays. Although, like I said, tomorrow I'm doing a Friday instead of a Saturday. Yeah. Try to keep it very positive. This chat is very nice. I don't have any mods right now because people are cool and I haven't needed it. I'm an affiliate. I'm trying to grow the channel a bit. This raid gave me what might end up being the biggest numbers I'll have all month, but that's also great. But yeah, I've been trying to. I've been happy to have the retention that we've had. People being able to hang out and watch has been awesome. And people stick with me month to month, which is awesome of them. I really appreciate that. Folks that have stuck around, you rule. Now I see what this is. Okay, so it goes on there. Okay, we need D5 and D4. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a very chill stream, right? Like, I'm not yelling and screaming about things. Occasionally we get heated talking about stuff that we're passionate about. I think that's the extent. And the same thing I always say about when I did 404ing it. There will be swearing, but it's usually positive swearing. Like, oh, fuck, did you hear about this cool shit? Like, that is always my goal for the extent of the swearing in here, that it's not about people. It's not angry. It's literally just me being fucking excited about something. That is the kind of world I like to to hang out in here. Is just a positive place where we talk about things we like in a positive manner. And sometimes we swear because we're excited about some shit. That's the goal anyway. And we've been, I think, very successful in that. There is a difference between passion and anger. Very true. I think that a lot of times people forget that. But yeah, I'm certainly excitable here and there. And sometimes, I have been in a bad mood during streams, weirdly enough. But usually by the end of it, I'm in a better spot because people are very supportive and kind and cool. Like, I'll say this, since I got back from San Diego Comic-Con, I was in a weird spot. And I think I'm coming out of that in a large part due to people's generosity and awesomeness. I talked about it, how I booked my Airbnb for PAX West, which is the end of this month into September. I got that back in April. Paid for it, was all set, got a pretty good deal. It was close, walking distance, like a 20-minute walk, which is exactly like great for waking up in the morning and coming in feeling fresh and ready to go. Kind of wake up as you come through. And then I got off a plane from San Diego a week ago on Monday, and that was done. They had canceled my my Airbnb. It was no longer available. And so I kind of went into a bit of a minor freak out about that. Because one thing I didn't know about Airbnb, and this is a good lesson for folks, I said this before, I think I said last week, but I'll mention it. Hey, if you're going to book an Airbnb, use your PayPal account. Because if you use a credit card or a debit card, it can take up to 15 business days to process your refund. But if it's PayPal, it's pretty much instantaneous or like a couple days. And it's like, I did not know that. And so now I will always use PayPal when getting things through Airbnb. Yeah, I was very surprised about that. So it took a while. I couldn't, and because I just had a trip where I went to San Diego, couldn't book a place until I got that money back. I needed the money to rent the new place. And then, of course, now I'm renting a place 1 month away from when I need it. Yeah, I don't know for what it is, but it's like something about bank accounts and it taking days and days to process, whereas PayPal doesn't take days and days. I don't know why, but that's what I learned as I had to wait for my debit card, because I used my debit card, and I had to wait for that to finish being processed. And that was annoying. As you can imagine, that sucked a lot. So then I found myself in the unenviable position of needing a new place a month away. I ran some folks know, a very small GoFundMe, very short until it was completed. Some people were incredibly generous with helping me because basically I needed a place to stay and I could not afford to get one. And every minute I did not book a place, it was going to cost me more and more to find a place to stay. And then I had gotten offers of like, oh, you can crash on the floor of my hotel room, which is awesome that people were so generous. And I had somebody who was like, oh, I have a spare for that. And let me know about this. And if you want to stay an hour away, I know someone. And people were awesome. But I'm very happy to say that I was able to book a place. I have a place to stay. It's 35 minutes on the bus, which is not ideal, but it's something, and it's still better than nothing. And I spent more than I would like to, but I found a place. So I'm not going to be sleeping in the park or anything. So, but yeah, it was very frustrating. Clearly, I was not pleased. Really sucked a lot. All right. So let's put some legs together. We're gonna put together our last lion, and that'll finish off the day. And then on tomorrow I will like take all these pieces, all these pegs off, put them on the right ones, and then we will construct. And this is the beginning of the stream, our actual robot as the Voltron. But right now we'll just finish off our and we'll put together the weapon, all that. But right now we'll just finish off these leg pieces here, these components. All right, so that goes here. Um, but yeah, I'm very happy to say that I have a place to stay. Uh, I was very nervous about that falling once that fell apart. Um, it makes me, like obviously you book a hotel room, like things can go wrong, but for the most part, you book a hotel room months and months in advance, and you're fine. I did an Airbnb for Philly. Airbnb uses Braintree to handle payments. Braintree is owned by PayPal. That makes sense. Okay, that makes total sense. Why they would be like that. Uh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Um. All right. So let's see. We'll get our legs done here. Um. But yeah, now I'm thinking about Philadelphia, and I haven't done price yet of places, but I'm hoping to get a sweet deal again there. The deal I had last year was great. It was a loft space, and then there was a bed, and there was a couch, and then I ended was able to sublet the couch. So I paid for the whole thing, and then someone paid me. So I think I spent like $200 for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, like 3 nights for $200, which is a really good deal. Um, Even for Philly, that was a very pleasant deal to have. Uh, oh yeah, that goes there. It's this one here. Yeah. All right, it goes there. It goes there. This is this one. This is this one, and then I'll do some feet, and then we'll put it all together. As always, once we start getting to the tail end, and once we hit the hour and a half mark, plus I get a little loopy here from talking for so long under some hot lights. I have some pretty bright lights going here on stream, so I occasionally get a little tired towards the end, so I apologize if I become a little incoherent. Um, Also, a little bit on autopilot. But yeah, very happy to have that stuff straightened out. I was not in the best position emotionally for a couple days there as I was trying to get that stuff straightened out. But now that it's straightened out, it's good. At least you don't need to use glue. No, I mean, this would be a different kind of stream. I definitely wouldn't do 2 hours. So we only did an hour, and then for a long time we were doing an hour and a half. And then in June, I switched to doing 2 hours as like a bonus for the month because it was my birthday month in June. But I like doing the 2 hours, and people stuck with it. And then what we have is obviously a lot of folks joined today because of the raid. But for the most part, that first hour sometimes is a little dead, and then people come in the second hour. So it's nice to give them a full like hour stream if they come in late. Ugh. Go. And there we go. Alright, so now we can put our legs on. We'll put our tail on. So 8 is this one. 6 is this one. Yeah, and that has the peg for the weapons, just like the other lion. 9 is this one here. And then F12 and F13 is the tail. So we'll build that. This is the type of stream I've been looking for, be able to put on when I'm working on fun projects in the evening. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I know a few fine folks who you don't see who are watching but aren't chatting. Like there's some folks that like to put the app on while they're like eating dinner, or they put it on their TV and just kind of relax. Like that's, you know, that is part of the thing is that this is the thing I like to do, but I also love talking to people and hanging out. So it's nice to have the opportunity to do something pretty relaxed with folks and be a come down from the work week for some, and a chance for other people to talk shop. And there are people that watch these streams that know way more about it than I do. They've been building for a long time. I got my start years ago, and then it took a long hiatus in building, and then it was thanks to oh, you gotta go, Xandra. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I'm going to shoot you an email as soon as the stream is done about that thing that I said I was going to shoot you an email about. So look forward to that. But thank you for being here. Yeah. I need to do this. But yeah, a couple years ago when he still worked at Giant Bomb, Austin Walker did a fake like a thing for their Christmas thing where he did a fake Gunpla stream, and my response to that was, we should do that for real, and we never did. Gunpla Club, I still wanted to exist, so I did it myself eventually. Eventually figured out ways to stream, did it on location for a while in some space that I had booked. Then I got better internet here at home, and then I got a better computer here at home, and kind of haven't looked back since. It's been awesome to stream out of my apartment and be able to do cool stuff for people. Encourage other folks to do it, but yeah, it's been a cool year. Yeah, their UN videos are like always really strong creative endeavors that I'm always very inspired by. And then particularly, like I said, the idea of the Gunpla Club and was something that I just latched onto and kind of wouldn't let go. To the point that like someday Austin Walker will be a guest of this. Maybe it'll be a live stream at PAX or something like that. Having Aaron Trites, my buddy Aaron, do my show at San Diego, because that's where he lives now, was so fun. It was so nice to be able to have him on that I'm very interested in figuring out a way to have a guest here and there. And I think Aaron was such a fun guest, but yeah, Austin is obviously would be a huge get. And I know you would have fun doing it, but it's hard to make that stuff work, make schedules work, and all that. Yeah, someday we'll do a live version of it with him, and it'll be very cool. All right, so working on our big head here. I'm just gonna cut this out now. The weapon that will go in the mouth of our Gundam, not Gundam, our lion, our Voltron lion. Yeah. Yeah, we'll finish up our weapons. And then we will be done. Oh, I missed a step on this robot here, on this alternate head. So we'll add that there. Oh yeah, put this in its mouth. So weird. See them holding their weapons. And then I just have to put, oh, where'd those pieces go? D2 and D3. Hmm. We just grab. Have to figure out here. That's 5G. I need 5D. 5E, G, 5F. That's 5. That's 2A. Alright, I gotta find these. I'll find this after the stream because I'm not gonna dig through all of these sheets to try to find that sheet that I need. But just know that I've got one more thing to build on this. But for the most part, that's it. Thank you for hanging out here on the stream. We're going to wrap things up. It's almost 11. So, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I will put all these lions together. That's right. That's going to be what the stream is me. I'm going to take all these pegs off. I'll take the arms and legs off before the stream starts. I'm going to put it all together and then put everything on there. I'll build the ultimate mega weapon based on all these weapon parts. That's the goal for tomorrow's stream. And then I will work on Vegito, the fusion, which was up until recently not available in Japan, only available at U.S. conventions. It's an action figure model kit from Dragon Ball. Vegito kit is what I'll be building next. Super Saiyan Vegito, I should say. Super Saiyan Vegito. That's going to be on there. Thank you so much for new friends and old friends alike for joining. This has been an awesome stream. I had a really good time. Archive will be up tomorrow on youtube.com/PatBaer in case you missed some of it. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote in there. Yeah, twitter.com/PatBaer, youtube.com/PatBaer, twitch.tv/PatBaer. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Thursday or the beginning of your Friday. Bye-bye.